Hello and welcome to today's English lesson. My name is Stuart. In today's lesson, we're looking at error correction. So let's go to the intro. Now, as I said, today's lesson is looking at this topic here, which is error correction. And as you know, in English, it's important to be able to recognize your errors, especially when you're writing or if you're doing an exam, an advanced exam or a proficiency exam. You need to know where the errors are in sentences. And here we have 10 sentences, and each of these sentences has one error. So we need to be able to spot that error and correct it. So let's have a look at these sentences and see if we can do that. So the first sentence that we have is, we arrived to the airport in time to catch our flight. We arrived to the airport in time to catch our flight. Now I've got my blue pen here to correct that sentence because there's one error. Now I'm sure you know what the error is at this level. So we arrived to the airport. That's where the error is. Now there are two ways that we can correct this sentence. We can either change the preposition, okay, so we can do that. So we can cross this preposition out and say we arrived at the airport in time to catch our flight. Or we can simply change this verb here to got. And if we use got, we can say to. So we got to the airport in time, or we arrived at the airport in time. So those are the ways that we can correct that sentence here. Got to or arrive at. Now, sentence number 2. A good education is needed if you want to succeed in the life. If you want to succeed in the life. Now, where is the error in this sentence? Let's have a look. So a good education is needed if you want to succeed in the life. Now, I'm sure that you know that we don't need to put an article here. Okay, we don't need to put an article here. So a good education is needed if you want to succeed in life. You talk about life in general. There's no need for a definite article with this word here, okay? In life. Maybe in your language you do have an article here. For example, if you are Spanish or maybe Italian, you have an article here. But in English we don't need to use an article here, the definite article here, or the, okay? So nothing. Sentence number 3, I need to call to my mother. It's her birthday. It's my mother's birthday. I need to call to, or I need to phone to my mother. Where is the error here? Now, if you know English well, you know that we do not use this preposition here to after telephone, phone, or call. So let's cross it out, okay? So I need to call my mother, it's her birthday, not call to. I hear this error all the time because probably in your language there's a preposition with call, okay, or telephone. But in English there's no preposition. So I need to call my mother or phone my mother, not call to or phone to my mother because it's her birthday. And we all know that our mothers love to receive a telephone call on their birthdays, okay? So number 4, do you must leave now? Stay a little longer. Do you must leave now? Now that doesn't look correct, does it, that sentence? So what can we do to make it a correct sentence? Well, again, we have two possible options. Do you must leave now? Now we could get rid of must and put have to, okay? Do you have to leave now? Or we could say must you leave now. So remember that we don't use auxiliary verbs, two auxiliary verbs, let's say, together. So you can't say do and must in the same sentence. Must can start a sentence. Must you leave now? Or do you have to leave now? So we'll cross these ones out and we'll put you in the middle there. Okay? So must you leave now, stay a little longer. All right? So remember, two possible options there. Do you have to leave now or must you leave now, stay a little longer? Number 5, let's have a look. You're going to have to work harder to pass your exam. You're going to have to work harder to pass your exam. Okay, where is the error here? Where is the error? You're going to have to work harder to pass your exam. Can you see it? It's not that easy to see, and in fact a lot of native speakers commit this error. If you read Facebook, with my friends on Facebook, sometimes you see this as a common error right here, because we don't say your. It sounds the same, your and your, but we need to change it. You are going to have to work harder to pass your exam here. So you are, not your, okay? You are, 2 words, but we put the apostrophe RE on the end. As I said, the pronunciation's the same, your and your. You're going to have to work harder to pass your exam. You are going to have to work harder to pass your exam. So you are or your. This is your, okay? Your and your. The next one, number 6. My son starts the school at 9:30 a.m. every day. My son packs his bag and he goes to the school. Does he go to the school or does he go to school with no article? If you think that there's no article here, you are correct. Again, we don't need to use an article here. Now, the reason we don't use an article here is because my son is going to school for the purpose of the school, which is to learn, which is to be educated. So we don't need to put the article here. The same if we're talking about a hospital. If you are sick, you go to hospital. You don't go to the hospital. So my son goes to school. If I went to his school to talk to a teacher about something, I would say I went to the school to deliver a package, for example, or I went to the school to talk to the teacher. I don't go to school to learn. I go to the school for another purpose, but my son goes to school to learn for the purpose of the school. No article. Number 7. She hopes to can come to the party on Sunday. Again, another common error that I see all the time. She hopes to can come to the party. Where is the error? Where is the error in this sentence? She hopes to can come to the party on Sunday. Well, we need to cross out can because can can't be used in the future. We need to say be able to. She hopes to be able to come to the party on Sunday, okay? She hopes to be able to come to the party on Sunday. In the future, can't use can. All right, number 8. I wonder what is monkfish. I'll ask to the waiter. 2 errors in this sentence. 2 errors. One in the first, one in the second, okay? So let's have a look at where the errors are. So, I wonder what is monkfish. Does that sound correct, that sentence? No, it doesn't, because we need to put the is on the end, okay? I wonder what monkfish is. It's not a question. I wonder what monkfish is. I'll ask to the waiter. Do you ask to someone or do you ask someone something? That is right. We ask someone something. So I'll ask the waiter. I won't ask to the waiter. I'll ask the waiter. All right? So that's that sentence. Number 9. Being a professional chef means to spend many hours in the kitchen. Being a professional chef means to spend many hours in the kitchen. Where is the error here? Well, if you're thinking that it is a verb plus ing or gerund error, you are correct. Because after this verb here, we need to put an ing. So, spending. Being a professional chef means spending many hours in the kitchen. Okay? Being a professional chef means spending. So here in this sentence, we can only use mean with ing, means spending many hours in the kitchen. So that's number 9. And the last sentence, let's have a look. I quietly entered into the room because the kids were asleep. I quietly entered into the room. I quietly entered into the room. Where's the error here? Well, the error is in this preposition because we don't need it. Because when you enter a room, there's no preposition. You enter into an argument, but when you physically enter a place, there's no preposition. So I quietly entered the room because the kids were asleep. You could say I quietly tiptoed into the room, but you entered the room quietly because the kids were asleep. Okay? So no preposition. Again, you enter into an argument, but you don't use a preposition when you enter a room. So those are the 10 sentences with the mistakes. So hopefully the mistakes are clearer for you now. Now, thank you very much for watching the lesson. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the section below. Remember to share the video on your social media outlets, your Facebook, your Twitter, whichever social media you use, please share the video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. I'll see you in the next English video lesson. Have a good day. Bye.